Hello, in this video I will explain you how to install the plugin and use it. For demonstration purposes, we will create a new project in Unreal 5.4. Select Games, select the top-down project, and I will name it as a plugin tutorial. For now, I will not need it, so I will close it in order to place the zip file inside the project that I've created. Select the zip file, go to the project folders, create a new folder and name it plugins. Then paste and unzip the file in that folder. We need to use the correct path, so we will delete this and the plugin will be able to properly read the necessary files. Now we can load our project. Now we can add our first NPC character to the level. So let's go to the tools, open the debug editor, and for the first time spawn our NPC character. I use the initial location 000. Because I don't know where is exactly the NPC spawns, I will search in the outliner. I double click it and I find it. Okay, so let's put it somewhere inside the level. Okay, we need a visual, so we're going to use the money, but the money in his animation, but we need some adjustments so the animations will be applied to our character. Let's search for the animation blueprint, and we're going to duplicate the default one and we call it animation blueprint underscore NPC. Now here we're going to make the changes. We don't need this. From the get owning actor we are going to cast to our NPC player character. We are going to promote it to a variable, and what I need now we need to set the ground speed, because in our character I don't have this variable and the speed is setting from the initial patrol speed. I will use the initial patrol speed for the NPC. I will promote it to a variable and call it speed, So later on I will set the ground speed with this variable. The next step is to create a validate get for the NPC. From here we need to take the controller to get the controller and to cast it to the custom that is made. Because the NPC is using that controller, this one. Now, for the behavior, I use states. So we have to take these states and use it in here for setting the patrol, for setting the movement from our character. So I'm going to take the current state promote it to a variable and call it NPC state. Now we don't need these nodes. We're going to delete and we're going to get the speed node, so we adjust the ground speed that the animation is used. Also for the movement, these three nodes have to be deleted and we're going to use the NPC state. Now for the character should move, we have to compare with the enum idle, and also we have to compare with the attacking. Now we need the character use the movement animation, walking, running, only if it is not attacking and it is not idle. So what we can do, we need an AND boolean here, an AND boolean here to connect those enums, and then we connect to the ground speed. This is how we set the should move boolean and use the animation that is already created. Now from the following, I'm going to take the reference for our character and get his character movement. We set the falling, we set the condition when is able to move, we set the speed, and we are ready to test. Let's compile and save. Okay, let's input and the skeletal mesh. And for animation, we are using the new animation that we have created. Top. Compile, save, and now that we are ready, let's explain a little bit the plugin editor. Here is the elements that we can spawn. We can spawn the NPC character, a patrol path, and the spline path. We can also choose the location where to be spawned, and we can reset their location. We can change the starting values for combat style to passive, aggressive or defensive, and also for the patrol style, for random points, waypoints, and to following a spline path. These buttons are to assign the spline or patrol path to our NPC character if it is spawned in the level. From the patrol speed is the walking movement, so we're going to do about we're going to make it 400. Patrol interval is the waiting times between patrol points. Let's make it 3. Patrol radius is the radius that the NPC is allowed to patrol. Let's make 1000. The spline wait times is if the spline have points, it's the time that is waiting between the spline path, the spline points. For using these settings for the first time, we have to press apply settings to the NPC. If the NPC is not selected, press apply, we will have a message here that the settings are not applied because the NPC isn't selected. So what do we need? We need to check the NPC, to select the NPC, and then apply the settings, and we'll see all the settings that is saved to the NPC player. Okay, now let's try this. We can see that he's waiting 3 seconds until the movement the next patrol point, everything is here. If we want to change some values in runtime, we have to press the T key, so the runtime editor will appear. From here we can change and try different things. We can change the patrol speed to go faster. We can change the waiting time, the patrol interval. Let's make it about 6.5 seconds. We can see that now he's waiting longer. Let's make the patrol radius smaller. It's very important to wait to reset the timers and reset the behavior before making many changes. With this, with enable debug, we can disable the debug output and the debug spheres and all this that they are using, but it's better to use it. Now, let's try to make the combat style aggressive. We make the chase distance bigger so when he can change us. Okay, he's attacking. I have simulate 2 kinds of attack. The one is melee attack and the other one is ranged attack. If the attack range is over 600 units, the NPC has the behavior of ranged attack, and if it's smaller than 150 units, the NPC has the behavior of melee attack. Now we have to adjust a little bit the attack will down to be bigger. We're waiting to reset. Okay, resetting. Now we can go outside of the radius, and we can change the attack to ranged. Let's see what is going on. Now you can see that it's not going close to us and is a ranged behavior. We can go back to passive. If you press save, we save the settings to the character. Okay, now let's try to use a patrol path. The first thing that we have to do is to assign the patrol path. Let's put somewhere, if I remember, allowed append. And spawn the patrol path. For using this, we need to add target points. I'm going to use 3 target points, so let's duplicate this. In the patrol path, we're going to find the array for the target points. Here we have two arrays. One is for the target points and the other one is for the waiting time if we want an individual waiting time. So we have 3 target points. We're going to make 3. Select it from our stage. Now we need to assign the patrol path to the NPC character. We have select the patrol path, then also select the NPC and press assign to the patrol path. We can see here that the patrol path is unsigned. Okay, let's try to use it. Let's change it to waypoints. Wait to reset the behavior, and now he will go to the waypoint. We can see here the following order, the time that is waiting. Let's change the time that he's waiting. To make 4.8 seconds. Okay, now let's use an individual time waiting. For the first target point, let's put 2 seconds. For the second one and the last 5. Okay, let's hit play. Three seconds. The next one, I'm sorry, waypoints. Two seconds. 1 second. 5 seconds. Perfect. Let's see the attacking, the aggressive one. Let's change the change distance. make the attack cooldown a little bit longer. Let's get away. I think the change distance is too big. Let's get it smaller. Okay, now we can get out of the change distance, and he's going back to the patrol. Perfect. Let's try to use in the spline path. Let's spawn the spline path. Let's create also some points. And let's close the loop. What we need to do is to assign the spline path to our character, to NPC. So we have to select both of these. And then assign patrol path. Sorry, assign spline path. Okay, you can see it's assigned. Let's try this. Let's do it to spline. Okay, we have an issues here. Let's see what's going on. The spline is not on the ground, so the character is feeling that like falling. Now it will be better. I can see that when he's going to the spline point, he's not changing to idle, so I have to correct this. He's always in patrol mode. Let's try to be aggressive. Let's make the behavior to be ranged. And let's go outside so to see if he's returning to the patrol mode. Okay, I have a small issue. When the NPC is in spline mode, he's not, and he's waiting to the points, he's not changing to idle, so I have to go back to the code and fix that. I make the necessary changes. Let's try this out. Okay, it's spline. You can see that it's going to idle and then patrolling. Okay, I also want to show that we have the ping pong behavior for making avoiding making circles, and for going backwards to the patrol points. But also I can see that I have a small issue also, that the interpolating time is not actually sync with the idle patrolling state. A small delay, so I will have to fix this also. Thank you. You can try different behaviors. That's all. Thank you.